my boy. That's a freaking dandy, man.
Well, what we're doing is we're trying to get the wind right as we get into the first draw system. So, if we can spot some mule deer about anywhere from quarter mile to half mile to a mile away, then we can get adjusted and get into a nice stalk situation. So we should come across some mule deer. These are some deep drink draws for this part of this of South Dakota, and it's just perfect for mule deer. What I want to do is we're going to get on the other side of this canyon, so our wind is going out of the canyon instead of into the canyon. So we're going to go down and then come back up that other side, get the wind right, and then we're going to work our way to the southwest through this canyon system. And we'll literally surgically look through every coulee as we move. So I'm really glad we took the time to get the wind right.
Yeah, you're right.
So it looks like we got a mature buck bedded in this coulee in some brush. I'm guessing right now he's maybe 300, 350 yards. The good news is we got him spotted and he's unaware.
And that's not how it's supposed to end. Well, the deer, as I shot, the deer stood up. Okay, maybe that made a difference. You know, we had to estimate the holdover. You know, and it's possible it just missed. You know, it's a long, 400 yards is a long shot. But, you know, the reticle was steady, everything else looked really good. We just didn't connect. Variable scopes are awesome. In this situation I had just here, I could really see that buck well. Again, either it was the motion of the buck or just the range was the problem. But the thing I did was to turn my scope up to 10 power, and the easiest thing in the world it is to do is pick up your gun, be disgusted, walk off, and then you jump a buck at 50 yards, and suddenly all you see is hair. So if you're going to use a variable scope, you got to remember to turn it back to a reasonable magnification when you're moving and expecting perhaps to jump a buck.
Well, as we're working through this draw system, we just bumped a decent buck. He's 4x4, 4x3, but he really needs another year. So now we're gonna work and get the wind right. We got one big draw that we think that possibly the buck that Joe shot at dumped down into and is in that draw, so that we're gonna go just to the left of it, get the wind right, and then work that right up throughout that finger draw. We don't miss two in a row. No. We just put him on notice, Joe.
Okay.
So now we're gonna get serious.
Sneak a little closer.
Yeah.
Know the range.
So something happened that just doesn't normally happen. Sully spotted a doe over here. Then Sully spotted a pod. Kind of what we've been wanting to see the entire trip is a bunch of deer. There's 10 to 12 deer to our right. The wind's in our favor, and as Joe said, there's less eyeballs. So we're gonna drop down into this bottom of this draw, work our way west into the wind, and then there's a T of another draw cutting, and he's on the other side. And if we can get up to a little bit of a foothill into that draw, we'll have about a 150-yard shot. Matt, yeah, can you still see the does?
I can see 4. I can't see the 5th.
Are they nervous?
Yeah, she's looking right at
Joe, we gotta be on our toes. We might not be able. We might have to shoot him right from here.
Okay, I'm good with that. Hey,
got his back. She's looking right at us.
what if we use a grunt tube? Think that might make him stand up?
They're just at a slow trot. Where is he?
All
right, Joe, you might have to get up
There's
on
the
your
buck,
knees.
there's the buck, there's the buck.
Wait, okay, I'm up.
Rack. Okay. Yep, stand up. Oh my boy! That's a freaking dandy, man.
All right, big buck down. Whoa, this was started out to be a 1,000-yard stalk. I think it turned into 2,000. We had to go back, climb 2 more mountains, circle around behind, use a grunt tube to get him up the hill, get the does up the hill. And when the does left, then the buck came behind. And so anyway, the good news was he came right up towards me and I got a shot. I got a kind of a moving shot. I'm pumped. I can't wait to get down there and see him. I'm thinking he's 4x4. We're gonna see. Look at the neck on that bugger too. Holy moly. I am pumped. Started off this morning, we spotted a buck. Geez, about a half an hour in, we'd probably only walked a mile. I had to try a cross canyon shot and I missed. And that's not a good way to start a deer hunt. So anyway, we kept at it and spotted, actually we had bucks to our north and this buck to our south. They were both about 1,000 yards. We did an hour-and-a-half stalk to get in position on this deer. And finally we could see all the does, but the buck was bedded into cedars like they usually are. Tried a grunt tube, made a few grunts, which actually lured the does up the hill, and the buck followed. So when he followed, then it was about a 75-yard shot. You know, I'm really tickled. He's a really heavy, very mature mule deer. And contrary to what some people think, mule deer are good to eat, and I can't wait to have some back straps from this one.
Couches and 2 hills.